Hello, Elma. Hey, Andy. We got our first, maybe I'm overthinking it, from Black. This is 8, this is 9. Is the mic even on? It shows. Yeah. Great, thanks for confirming. I'm worried about Black blaming himself while he's holding a knife, no less. It's not the first time. I mean, it is scary, but also, it looks good in his hand. Or maybe I'm just too edgy. I like to the edgy look, maybe, is better. He was also blaming himself in chapter 14. Was he? Hey Luz, thanks for the follow. Welcome. You jumped in on the chat. Oops. Listen, son. Yeah. Chad is just giving advices left and right. Hey, Tam. About the what happened to make you so dim. Oh yeah, that one. I mean, is he wrong in blaming himself? Even if it's unintentional. Oh my god, we had the greatest talk. A friend of mine recently finished reading volume 9. And she's the kind of reader that doesn't mind being spoiled because she's gonna forget it anyway. So I said a few lines and I'm like, yeah, it's easy to miss. One of them is relating to this. Was Black to blame? That's what you're wondering too. I mean, even if it's unintentional, that I can say, even if it's not intentional, being around Black did affect him in a way, affect his still life. He himself will tell you that. Of course, White will tell you a lot of things. He will find many reasons, but not put it on Black. But he knows it. He did envy his lively soul. He really accepted being forgotten for the chance for Black to stay his innocent, carefree self, in a way. Kind of off topic. Not at all. I get so happy when oh, thank you. Thank you. That puts a smile on my face, actually. Do you read Grey's? That's a fact. It just kind of hurt my soul to see Black himself, regardless. Yeah, it's a sad sight. But it's less worrying for me usually. There are certain scenes, there are certain changes that, yeah, it worries me too, but Generally speaking, Black, even if it's surface level, even if it's fleeting, usually knows how to deal with these complex things. That's what White said, and what White likes actually, how he simplifies things and moves on. He should think a little bit more seriously about things, not to and stick to things actually. He was the one who said that he needs to stop saying things just to create a good moment. That's kind of a romantic side of him. But yeah, I was checking the comments on chapter 14 you were discussing over at Discord, and Ilma was wondering about why Jad thought telling Black would help him. It kind of aligns with this whole thing of Black finding a way out in a usually in a theatrical, dramatic, romantic way. But yeah, it's he knows that he has this charm that could help White in a way. This charming attitude, maybe. Maybe his relation can push him to reach for other support so that he won't have to rely on White so much. Grace is everything. It's such a beautiful story. I think I probably recommended it to probably. My god, thank you. I don't know what I would do, honestly. I wouldn't be here if it's not for people like you. Everyone who love the series and recommend it and try to spread it. Thank you. Can you hear the cats fighting in the background? A little. I have my gain too low on my microphone, and I have my window completely shut. So imagine how loud they are that you can still hear. We have 2 male cats in the garden. Actually, we have a female cat in the garden, and she's causing all the male cats in the neighborhood to come. I remember showing my friend White for the first time, and she said she fell in love. Whoa. It's the White effect. I don't know what to say. So what are we thinking about this panel? I didn't check the Discord if there were comments. I don't remember who was my favorite first. I feel like it was Black. Honestly, honestly speaking, I loved him because I knew his arc in a way, but wait, CC fly? Yeah, I had good feelings for White, definitely. But for those who don't know him, I don't know what is so attractive about him. For those who start the series, it really is flattering to me because I do believe I didn't manage. I wasn't able to draw him in a handsome way for a very long time from the time I started, and even now I struggle with his looks. But yeah, my first proofreader used to tell me it's the whole black hair, black look, mysterious vibe kind of thing. First reaction and that panel raised eyebrow. Whoa. Which panel? The one with the knife and the two reflections? I love Jad's perspective being fully acknowledged by them, and they don't scoff and ignore him as much. Yeah, and you gotta wonder, like, is it is it really out of? I'm not changing it. No, I'm not confirming anything, but it just makes you like imagine I'm a reader. I would be wondering like, is it out of respect or lack of people, especially in White's case? White has this tendency to choose people that already know his life story, so he wouldn't need to talk about it. This boy is too many troubles at once, man. I don't pick favorite character based on their looks. I was just really attracted to Black because of his dark backstory. I can see that. To me, White's just a little baby boy. He is. He 100% is, man. I love White in the clipping where Black sleeps over at Jad's. How blunt he is with Jad's blindness. Yep. Then I realized that I relate to White and started liking him just as much. I'm happy, honestly. Every time I don't know, I'm not in a very good place on terms of how I see my work right now, and yeah, it just feels very humbling to see people come across my work, start from the beginning, and stick to it and love it. So for real, thank you. Just yesterday, I wrote a tweet and drafted it about saying that if it wasn't for those people, like there are very few people who engage and comment and talk about stuff. But if it wasn't for those people, I wouldn't be here right now, honestly. I would have just, I don't know, disappeared from the internet. And even though it's not really a great thing to be around just out of, like yesterday, it's not now, but yesterday I was feeling just out of guilt of taking something that someone is enjoying, which is great, is taking it away. Out of guilt, I felt like I'm not gonna take it away. And it's not nice when that's the only thing that is motivating you to keep something up. Today is a different story, but yeah. So thank you, for real. Hearing about people coming across my work, liking the story, liking the boys, and talking about it is just the one thing that matters, actually. We have potatoes. It's clear who his reflections are, or what the things he doesn't want to talk about, right? That knife panel looks so good. Thank you. It's I was so happy with it because, again, this chapter is this chapter that I felt like, oh, I know how to tone now. So I was having fun with doing different tones. Like here, I'm using white tones, and this is a gradient tone, and this is gradient and usual tone. It's just fun to know stuff. It gives me flashbacks on when I was cutting apples, and as a result, I got a scar on my hand like Black's. Yeah, I do. I tend to hurt myself sometimes when I use a knife too, mainly because I think all my it's not. I used to think it's clumsiness when I used to hurt myself with a knife or any sharp tool, but I realized it's impatience and not really thinking things through. Like when I was once, so I put my hand. Let me try how to draw it. So my hand is like this, and then I come with my other hand holding a cutter. I was packaging something, and my other hand is gonna move like this. It's gonna cut like this, so it's probably gonna hit this area in my other hand. So yeah, it's always impatience and not thinking through, not really clumsiness. I'm confused by the text above the knife. Hey, Blue. What is confusing about it? There are things I don't feel good talking about myself. That does sound like clunky English, doesn't it? There are things I don't... The thing is, what if he doesn't want to say anything? There are things that I don't want. Oh my god. There are things I don't feel good talking about. Oh, there's no want here. Dude, I posted this panel as on Twitter as the update thing. What a great... There are things that I don't feel good talking about myself. There are things I don't feel good talking about myself. Okay. Okay, and then potatoes, and then... I'm sorry about all the mistakes. Usually, especially with the last two books, the books were proofread because they were printed before the public update started for them. So there weren't that many outside of the ones that the proofreader themselves didn't catch or forget to mention or something. But yeah, this book needs proofreading. Whenever it prints, definitely gonna hire a proofreader, but right now I just feel bad about how it's being posted. I don't want to push him to do things he doesn't want to do. I've been doing that my whole life. Black has anybody watched Hunter x Hunter here? Like watched and thought and looked at Hunter x Hunter really closely, because to me it feels like Black shows symptoms of gone freaks. Sometimes. I watched it a few years ago and I wasn't as invested in shows as I am now. I see. He says the sometimes he says the most thoughtful thing when you read it as is and in the setting and all that in context. It's just yeah, the best thing that he's saying, but at the same time there is a level of it's not selfishness. It's kind of taking what their friend is doing for granted in areas where it actually matters to those friends. Hey, Anne. So I don't want to push him to do things. Blue, I feel like we have the same wavelength when it comes to reading stories. I still have to go over some of the things you shared. I'm loving Red and Black interactions so much. Glad to hear that. Both boys need boys need good. Not good. They need grown-ups. Look at this always. Oh my god. Always. Eight. I imagine White being all grown up or trying to be a grown up and stuff like that, but he really does lack. He interacts with grown ups, and I always say that he needs people his age around him. But at the same time, he has been let down by all the adults in his life growing up. So even not in his life directly, even the people that are in Black's life. So it would be nice to learn to trust adults a little bit more when they find good ones. Okay, so I've always wanted him to talk. And considering Grey is a story that is so crafted to my interest, I'm not surprised. Yeah, it is nice. And I'm glad that it's crafted to your interests. That's a nice way of putting it. Hey, Hyro. Okay, I can hide some potatoes. But then again, I wanted to show this blind man's skill in peeling potatoes. I want to show he's good at peeling potatoes, but I also wanted to show this beautiful potato. Beautifully toned and inked potato. There are things I don't feel good talking about myself, so I get Black's idealistic view of people is like Gon's. Does Gon have idealistic view on people? Why is the blind man feeding the potatoes? Because he knows how to do it. the, the seeing person is the one who is ranting. Yeah. Okay, I can put it like this.
Same time I am stepping through another. I am out the door and I am gone. I am called to a new beginning, and everything that comes with it. I'm responsible for these hands. You are not. I am here, just me.
Okay, we're done with this page. Don't save. So this chapter will be short updates? Not entirely. Next update is full. I'm not gonna jeopardize the flow of a scene because I don't have enough buffer pages. For those who didn't read the note I left, because I don't feel like this update had that much in it other than 2 very good black faces, which could be good enough. Could be enough, yeah, I think. Yeah, this is the first time in my whole updating career where I am updating the last chapter. Like, I'm updating a chapter, and it's the only chapter I have completely finished. I don't have anything from chapter 76 other than 3 pages. No, I have the cover completely done. Why? Because the cover of chapter 76 was the cover for chapter 75. And just 3 days before the update, I realized, no, I should go back to the first idea, which is them flying with the birds, which was released. So I only have the cover. Dad giving black advices on how to deal with white since book 2 and still go. Yes. The reflection on the knife is black and white. I didn't notice until the reflection on the knife is black and white. I specifically asked about the panel. I asked before you joined the stream, what do we get from this panel? I want to hear what people think of this panel. What are you seeing here? Honestly, a good black face is sometimes enough to make your day. Thank you. I'm happy with these 2 faces. And a couple more throughout this chapter. I think it's noir. Thank you. Yes, it is noir. There are things I don't feel good talking about myself. And they're highlighted in the whites. This. Why wouldn't he want to talk about white? It's like his favorite subject. Just a sec.
with shadows dancing on a bedroom wall. I can see that we were never real at all.
Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I got a call. Thank you for waiting. Wait. I hate that man. This is where I left. There are things about myself I don't feel good talking about. There are things about myself I don't feel. Are you trying to rephrase it? It's just... What if he doesn't want to say anything? There are things I don't feel good talking about myself. Like, not talking about myself, but there are things I don't like to talk about myself. You know? Does it make sense? Of course, I wouldn't think about him. Kind of holding the knife like a pen and the cut. Excited for next update to get to see this interesting conversation between these two. I'm gonna tease a few panels because next update has a lot of things, so I'm pretty sure some things are gonna be overlooked, even though I doubt that, since it's Daniel and Dwight. Who am I kidding? Nobody's gonna overlook anything. But still, I decided that I'm gonna tease a few panels by the end of the stream, because there are plenty. Next update. Where is... Oh, this one. Okay. Merge select. Look at this face. Yeah, today's update was enough. Thank you, Liz. Oops. 1.5. They do need this advice. Maybe white more than black. White. It's probably not intentional, but the hand is kind of holding the knife like you would when you push down a pen to open it. And it gives wide vibes. The knife is also facing up, so it's not... That's very cool. That's a very cool reading. But yeah, he is he is holding the knife kind of like when you click the pen before you start writing. I'm glad you asked, Tam, for sure. Hey, Psycho. Sorry, I have to send this message. Black's the new good. The hoodie is iconic. I was very happy with it, but with time, it started driving me crazy because it just kind of throws off the contrast for some of the pages. But still, I was very happy with it, to be honest. So I'm glad that you pointed out. Splashes of colors. It's supposed to be camo. Hoodie has attitude. Everything has attitude. Honesty. I bet you poked him. He would make a noise. Nice. Don't let him hear you. Too many. Let's just export these before I start a new file for layer. Special export webtoon. Oops. Webtoon, new folder, submit. Okay. We were close to have the 4 cool and amazing men in one page. They're on the same spread. That's the closest we get. For them all 4 be together. I wonder if I can draw that. I'm not really good at drawing old people. Once you start, you realize that they're really fun to draw. All the lines make it kind of fun, I think. The wrinkles. Imagine a black squeaky toy. So that panel in chapter 22, the lighthouse chapter, when White mentions that Black already married the tree at his father's house. This is the tree. It appears also in the remedial memory clipping. I thought it's very important for people to know which tree Black married. When I read the update, I was like, oh, look at you, Black, overthinking. I know, right? I think it's turning into white, and if Black does, I think he might change his name to either Clear or Platinum White. That's cool. That's very funny. Wait until somebody joins the cast. Here's your teaser for the future. Someone's gonna join the cast, and he's gonna be determined to calling Black only Mercury. Mercury is kind of silvery, whitish, platinum. Black and Diamond meetup sounds incredibly entertaining for sure. I mentioned it last stream. I wrote that scene in 2015 or something. Very, very long time ago. My name is White. This is my best friend, Platinum. As if telling people that my fave characters' names are black and white isn't silly enough. I totally see it. People not really getting it. They're really their names? Yeah. What's worse is when somebody joined the stream once and like we were talking about Violet and Noir and like, oh, so they're all color names, and no, just those 4, I think. Gary joins the gang. Well, Black is gonna come up for a name with a name for him, so it's a him, and yeah, Mercury. It's funny when you tell people that characters' names are black and white, and when you show them up, they yes. No, I don't want to hear this. Don't let things, not think. Oh my god. Too many. Don't let things fester inside you. We have one already. He's throwing shade at his own son. Where is his son now to hear it? What do you mean the black-haired one has white hair? Yeah, every time I try to write these tweets trying to talk about the story, and I mention I try to use just like the white-haired and the black-haired, because if I say white, and people are gonna miss the whole point of the thread I'm building to sell the story. It's not gonna make sense. Don't let things fester inside you. And then it's gonna be this. I never thought of violet's name as a color. It's a flower, right? But some people do use violet. Real colors don't exist in greys. Yeah. Who needs colors anyway? Noir is black in French. In chapter 54, White says that he knows nothing about Black's father other than the fact that Black was named after him. White's glowing after the shower. What do you mean? I should have named Jad Blonde. Yep, they were referring to White. And it's funny that Jad trusts Black to slice these. Thanks a lot for coming, Tam. It's so weird when my friend doesn't say black or white but names in Spanish. She says it's easier to not mix them up. Really? And now we have this. White took Daniel to playground. He's becoming like Black, a man full of surprises. Made up by surprises. Fragile and delicate, like... I'm gonna tell you something because you hate Noir. So Noir wears a lot of... And I have one illustration of him wearing it, actually. A lot of his shirts are dark purple because it's the mix of noir and violet. Just saying. I thought that you would want to know that. Here we have the what's White's point of view again from under the bangs. And we now know that White just gulped down his coffee and threw it. He means business. In our country, we speak Spanish, so it's easier for her to say. Also, some people ask us if it's some sort of code for real people. That's very cool. Thanks for sharing that trivia. How does he live with those bangs in his face? It's easier than you think. I always have my bangs on my face outside of when I'm working. And yeah, you'd think like it's a very tough living. No, it's not. You get used to it, I guess. Pick up your hair. He's hiding behind it. He needs someone to do what he did to Black in chapter 19, I think, when in the dream when he removed Black's bangs and asked him and told him not to hide behind those. I don't know what that was, what White meant, that Black took his name from Noir. I thought it was the last name. No, the actual name. And I already drew the whole scene of the naming and why he named Black Black and it's for a stupid reason, as stupid as you would imagine. They do have some stupid genes running in the family, to be honest. Outside of being stupid with handling stuff in real life and denying and all that, no, actual like low thinking kind of genes. I need to draw Black flipping his bangs back. I need to draw it. Yeah, yeah. Draw that. We'd love to see it. The music game. Oh my god, I missed that. This is gonna be a good ending for an episode, a webtoon episode. What are you angry about? And we'll see you next week. Save. And batch. Special export. Number 2. Can you say again what you said about the man I hate? I missed it. Do you really want, like, maybe you missed it? Maybe it's better for you if you hate him that much? Casually insulting the whole family you created. I mean, they do have these patterns of behavior that are very questionable, so... I love White, super relatable, but also he reminds me things I used to do when I was 14 and I can't. He's just a little boy. I used to use my hair as full-on curtain as a kid. I mean, his bangs are always hiding his face, and he really doesn't like to have his bangs up. There's even a mention of it in clippings. But yeah, in this chapter, it was intentional to show how he views the world with these bangs. Just a sec. Oops. Oh yeah. I need this one. You want to know? So there's an illustration of noir. Double noir. There's an illustration of double noir. Something about being a director or something. I don't know. Anyway, he's wearing a shirt, and I just said that most of his shirts are very dark purple colored because it's the combination of noir and violet, or black and purple. It makes that color. So maybe the romantic genes do run in the family as well. Maybe stupidity and romance are interconnected. Thanks a lot for coming, Luz. Was lovely. Thank you for the follow and for joining the chat. Have a good rest of your day. I hate him, true, but I'm thinking maybe that would change. Maybe. You could love anyone you hate and you could hate anyone you love. So, this first update, what should we put? We'll put this. This is a good thumbnail. And save. Webtoon save. Okay. Chapter 75, part 1. It depends on Noir, yes, definitely. 1. I'm finally catching up to Frieren. I started watching it while it was airing and then I stopped because I was watching it with 2 friends of mine and we were recording streams discussing the episodes. So we watched the first 3 episodes, talked about them, watched the next 3 and we weren't able to talk about them. And then we dropped the idea. But lately I started watching it. I'm continuing and man, it's such a pretty anime. Depends on Noir and he is loving his wife too late. You think? Here's the thing. Again, if it's not for Noir, I'm just saying this not because you're not allowed to hate Noir. I love people hating or loving or any kind of talk about these characters is fine by me. But yeah, for you specifically, Noir saved White. If it wasn't for Noir, we wouldn't have a White. So, also, Noir likes White. Also, White has a future with Noir, so. I really want to watch it. Watch it, Andy. It's really, really, really pretty. The first 5 episodes kind of made me think a lot about life, and it's just a very good show. The premise, the whole idea of it, the messages. But the recent episodes, I didn't get that much food for thought. But my God, how beautiful they are. And Frieren herself is just Queen. 30. Bada-bim. The art and direction is so good. So good, man. It's very pretty. Okay, let's just make sure that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. And preview mobile. Oh, I should fix. Oh no, I fixed them, right? The mistakes. Where were they? There was this one, yes, and always, yes, and things. Okay. Immediately and publish. Yes. That's making you hate him more because he saved White, or because he has a future with White. Okay, time for teasing. Are we ready? Everybody watching this screen. Next update has a lot of things, so I don't mind teasing a few panels from next update. I wanted to ask you, do you watch Look Back anime, and what are your thoughts? Of course I'm watching it. It's the best thing in, like, I love that I have on Friday it's Look Back. Wait, oh my god, this is okay. I'm gonna tell you the mind of an obsessed person. You said Look Back, and I read it No Home. I'll talk about Look Back. I actually watched Look Back, but yeah, I'm watching No Home anime as well every Friday. What I was gonna say is the best thing about the week is Friday is No Home, Saturday is Grey is Saturday, and Sunday I have Sakamoto Days and Hunter x Hunter. So I'm feeding, I'm eating, I'm feeding, I'm being fed. I don't know how obsession is. Yeah, I can't be saved. I read Look Back as No Home. Like, I mean, do they share any letters? No Home, Look Back. The O. They're uploading No Home episodes weekly. Every Friday. They're not really episodes. Honestly, yesterday they released. So first Friday it was 3 episodes. Second Friday 3 episodes. Yesterday it was 2 episodes, and I legit laughed out loud. And again, I always have to say that I don't laugh out loud. I laughed out loud while watching the first episode that aired yesterday, because really, I laughed out loud out of like mockery of how short it is, and I'm enjoying the series as short as it is. But I don't know, the first episode, which is episode 7, just made me laugh with how much of a nothing burger it was, even though it has great visuals. But I mean, don't watch it if you haven't read the manhwa. Just read the story first, read the comic first, and then watch it, because there's a lot of substance that is gone. But yeah, back to Look Back. Look Back, I watched it. I read the one shot. Secretly, I'm Batman? No. Outwardly, not secretly, I'm a very low energy person, and laughing out loud takes a lot of energy. That's the only thing why I don't express. It's not. There's no coolness in there. It's just me being a tired person with too little energy. But yeah, so I read the one shot of Look back in the day, because for some reason Fujimoto's work doesn't click with me. I heard all the hype about Chainsaw Man. I couldn't read it. I watched the anime, loved the anime, continued reading the manga because I wanted to know more about Angel. And I finished part 1, dropped part 2. But while I was reading Chainsaw Man, I thought, I want to check his other works. Maybe, like, why is it not clicking with me? Why was I so sold on the anime, not the manga? For some reason, he doesn't move me emotionally, to be honest. I read Look Back, and I read the other one, the one about the video, Goodbye Eri. I read both, and I love his mind. I not his mind, not all of his mind, because a big part of his mind just doesn't vibe with me, the mature part of his mind. But his ideas are very unique. I love how he translates things, how he translates ideas, simple ideas into complex stories, or complex ideas into very simple story beats. But for some reason, emotionally, I don't click with his work. And it's a very big problem. If my heart doesn't move, I can't. Still, I loved the idea, I loved the story, I loved everything in Look Back, the manga, when I read it. But it didn't move me. I loved everything about it, but couldn't feel anything, to be honest. So when the anime was released, I was very interested in checking it out. And it's first very, very, very pretty. I loved the sketchiness of the lines. I loved the color palette. I keep thinking that I need to find it online and just take screenshots, because all streaming services don't allow you to take screenshots. I just want to study the art, the color palette. It's just mind-blowing. If you haven't watched Look Back, do watch it. It's a very good movie about creating art and why we create art. It's what my thoughts are about it. I mean, it's about art and it's about the friendship between two people. And I'm in a very dark place as an artist myself, so it kind of aligned with some of my feelings. I urge anyone to check it out. Would I like how would I rate it? Or to me, I rate things on the possibility of me revisiting them, and outside of artistically, I don't see myself revisiting it just to watch it. I'll just revisit it to check out the background art and the colors and all that. As an artist, I couldn't relate. But as an artist who had close friends sharing your art with, versus where I'm at now, where I don't have any close relationship to share my art with, it kind of hit, to be honest. It hit a great deal, to be honest. Yeah, I don't understand my feelings towards Fujimoto's work, to be honest. You can clearly see how I'm struggling to find the words, or because I can't say I hate it, I can't say I love it. I can definitely not say I hate it, but I can't say I love it. But it does give food for thought. I kind of teared up today while I was watching someone talk about Look Back. Because he mentioned a few things and it just hit. Anyway. Did it not? So it was published. Why didn't I get any notification? Webtoon not giving any notifications. What do you think about it? Anybody who watched Look Back, do share your opinions. Ugh. Excuse me, I gotta take this call. You watched it. What do you think about it? It's a slice of life manga. Yeah, about a girl who draws manga. It's very short. It's 1 hour, and it's very worth watching it. I thought I would love it because it's friendship, but it didn't move me as I thought. Didn't move me. I guess this is exactly like I'm very impressed by Fujimoto's ideas. Like I just remembered that other third one shot of his, the one about listen to the song please, I think. Like he has such good ideas and such good ideas about relationships, certain relationships, and I love it. I love how he incorporates his own struggles into these one shots. It's clearly his own struggles. So I love it, but it just doesn't move me, and I can't for the life of me figure out why. And I hate when I can't figure out things. In general, it was good and all. Not for what I heard. I'm like that with Arcane as well. There are a few things that move a lot of people, and they don't move me. Arcane is another piece of media that I love artistically. The style of it is mind-blowing, but it just didn't. I watched the first season, it didn't click for me. Okay, yeah, I've seen the manga cover, but didn't read it because I was like, oh yeah, I'll read it later, and totally forgot about it. Yep. That happens a lot. That's exactly what happened with No Home for me. Like, I'm gonna read it later and I'll just forget about it for a year. But it came at a good time. Arcane. Yeah, it is really strong. I keep seeing it trending. And I know it's a good thing, but maybe it's just the setting. I don't know. I had my criticism personally. I was thinking the other day, I want to start this. Don't take this seriously at all, because we all know that I'm not gonna do it. But I keep entertaining the idea of doing a series of how I read, and just share how I read, for example, Outer Wilds game, how I read No Home manhwa, how I read, and it's just like how I read it, because I do tend to come up with ideas and theories, but it's always different from everyone else, and it always, like, it's just my personal opinion, and I like that, and I like to hear other people's personal opinions, but sometimes on the internet that is not allowed, mainly on Twitter. I have a love and hate with Netflix. I have more hate than love with Netflix, to be honest. I was really angry for Netflix grabbing Sakamoto Days adaptation. It is what it is, I guess. This is what the entertainment channel is for, no? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But I was thinking of YouTube videos. Because it's easier to record my thoughts than writing them down. Again, low energy person. Anyway. I guess that's it for today's, or not today's, tonight's streams. This evening's stream. Oh, you're waiting for the teaser. I mentioned the teaser and nobody said a thing, so I'm like, okay. They don't want it. No, it's okay. I mentioned that I'm gonna tease a few panels from next update. Thank you for waiting. So, what are you angry about? This is not gonna spoil any answers. It's gonna. I even hid part of the speech. I'm just gonna share because there's a lot of things that are gonna be said next week. So, it wouldn't hurt to tease people, to tease those kind of people who came to the stream. Cancelled my favorite show that ran for about 2 seasons and got cancelled with a cliffhanger. That's the worst thing that could happen. Like, cancelling a series is fine, but when it ends with a cliffhanger, at least do a movie. Answer the questions. I have a major internet. I didn't want to write while everyone else was already seeing it. I know the feeling. You know what's... That's the problem. So the only streams I've been watching these days are Alexander's streams. When I can, I just join if I'm working on something that I want something on the side. And that's always my problem with streams. It's not that I have a delay, but like he mentions something. Alexander on YouTube, an anime YouTuber. So he mentions something, and I have a ton to talk about that. So I keep writing the message. Like, it's like 2 or 3 or maximum 6 lines of a message. And by the time I'm done with it, like, the topic has just moved on. And it's, yeah, I feel you. Anyway, White asks, I love this panel. If you didn't guess, I'm gonna give you some good food for thought or some good reaction-inducing panels because of my English. Oh, sorry. It's a silly perspective. But at least in my streams, it's very slow and chill, so you can send after the fact, and I will see it, and people will react to it if I don't. We're just a bunch of people. But on his streams, like 300 people that are talking. And the chat is going too fast, and like, okay, never mind. What I wanted to say, it's gone now. Yeah. I get you, Andy, don't worry. Here's the thing, White, and I removed the important part of the speech. Also hide this because I'm happy about how this part of the trench coat is looking, but it's gonna be covered by... Here's the thing. hey, I'm not judging anyone, and it's really fine. You don't all have to apologize. It's just like I mentioned something, nobody reacted. I just decided not to do the thing. But if you're up for it, then I'm always up for it. It's fine. Tiny White. Yes, so here's the thing. And he says something and continues with a sigh. And then this part. This is gonna sound way more dramatic than it feels. And the next panel is big. You have no idea how excited I am for this Daniel yeah, I am excited to sharing it. This is gonna sound way more dramatic than it feels, and White has an answer. Don't worry, I get that. Words are awful, man. If that's not character development, if that's not a good teaser, then I don't know what a good teaser is. And then it goes, It's wise. Mr. Wordsmith. Mr. I rely on words. Mr. I play with words. Yep. Yep, it's White. He's saying words are awful, so. Hey, Hobo. Thank you. This is gonna sound way more dramatic than it feels. I brought you chocolate for our meeting. They weren't meeting. That's the thing. You gotta find something else because he was the one that was dragged out for this. But yeah, I liked Ilma's comment about Daniel. Someone mentioned White tiny, and then Daniel is overlooking. He's the big one here. And White is words are awful. He's admitting that. Yeah, because with everything that's gonna be discussed next week, I feel like my intelligence tells me that some things are gonna be missed, or some things are gonna be more focused on than other things, so this could just go unnoticed. But my intelligence, I don't show that much of intelligence with that conclusion because it's Daniel and it's White. I know people are gonna just dissect every line. I swear if it's something about Black meeting Daniel. Black brought you chocolate for your birthday, but he told me not to tell you. Also, he met me. Imagine if Daniel already met Black, but Black doesn't remember. But yeah, here's your teaser. Gonna prepare my artist conspiracy board for next week. It's also the seed that made me write that panel about White breaking my back, so maybe they're gonna be playing dangerously in the playground. Just imagine them. Ah. Throw punches? Oh my god, I wish. I just keep thinking of a scenario where black and white are so angry at one another that they fist fight. I need to draw that. I can draw no home in the meantime. Black and Red are just standing by an ice cream truck and this guy's eavesdropping the conversation. Yeah, do we get it? You love fights. I know. I have to. We're gonna start a drinking game of me every time I imply how much I love to draw fights. Even though it's not the fist fights that I love, it's just the talk fights is what I love. But yeah, I feel like I need to hone my skills when it comes to fist fights. Anyway, words are awful. I guess this is gonna be how we're gonna end this. With White saying words are awful. And Daniel sitting on... Funny thing about Daniel sitting on a swing, I was thinking about it and I didn't... In my mental library, I couldn't find any visuals of men sitting on swings, just talking. And I sent my sister, because she always takes her kids to the park, and I asked her, like, have you seen men just sitting casually chatting, like two men sitting on swings chatting? And she's like, no, they always have kids with them. So I kept researching the thing, and even Google Images didn't give me that much. But then I realized I came across a series. What's it called? Castle, I think. It was an old series, American TV show called Castle, where he sits on a swing, and I'm like, okay, now I can imagine it, because I do need the mental, I need the image in my brain to be able to draw it. Make the fight be a reference to L and Light Yagami fights. Oh my god, I don't have the brains for that, but man, I love the Death Note scenes where they take out all the monologue and just keep the dialogue, and it's the funniest things. They are the funniest things. Normalize chatting in the park with your therapist. I know, right? It should be normalized. We're starting a movement. To be fair, it takes core muscle to sit comfortably on swings, and that's so tiring. It does, honestly. They're not the most comfortable thing. But yeah, this is your cliffhanger. You already have a cliffhanger with the update, but on stream you get another cliffhanger when the panels align in a way where I can show some of them. And I think these work well. You can think of White saying words are awful till next update. Stream bonus, because I'm very thankful for you coming here. So thank you. When I was 9 or 10, it made me the person I... Really? I never watched it. It used to air before another show that I used to watch or something. I don't know. It's just like on my radar. It came on my radar, but I never watched it. I didn't like the actor that played the main character. He used... I don't remember, but he appeared in some other show. And I hated his role there, so I couldn't... It could be in Buffy or something. He did show up in some other series. Buffy or Angel or I don't know. That actor just appeared in another show that I didn't hate, that I didn't like the role he played. So I decided that I'm not going to watch Castle. I always have the shallowest reasons for not watching something or play something. The perfect cliffhanger ending. I hope it delivers next week. Can't wait, personally. Words are awful, White. I think you need a career change then. Yeah, maybe he's having a writer's block. Yeah, that's probably it. He just has. Don't hate the actor, hate the character that was created by the director. You tell that to a person with common sense. I am not a common sense kind of fan, to be honest. And I don't say it proudly at all because I know I hate how I love and hate things, but it's just a gut reaction. Anyway, thanks a lot for coming. See you on Discord, Twitter, stuff like that, but streaming hopefully next week. Thank you, Anne. White needs to watch the movie Words. There's a movie called Words. I'm gonna look that up. Have a good time, everyone.